Hello and welcome back to our circumnavigation of the English and Welsh coastline by motorcycle. If you haven't already guessed, we're nearly finished. We've just got all of the Welsh side of the Severn Estuary and a bit of the English side left to do. You join us in the southwest corner of Wales in Pembrokeshire. If you've been following the series, you'll know that on the whole, the weather has been very kind to us, but today and yesterday it's been very overcast. Believe it or not, it's August and a lot warmer than it looks, which accounts for how busy the popular places of interest are. Consequently, some of our stops were fleeting. To make up for this, we will use footage from previous visits to show you just how lovely and interesting this area is. We're hoping to get to Tenby in this episode, where we might even see some red squirrels.
And we're riding out to quite a popular destination, aren't we, for people to come and visit St Govan's Head, because there's a little chapel built into the cliff face.
Yes.
We're making our way back across the Castle Martin firing range to the coast. This is a popular destination because of St Govan's Chapel, which is located down 52 steps on the cliffside overlooking the sea. There's a legend that when counted, the number of steps differs between going down and going back up. The majority of the present building was built in the 13th century, although the presence of St Govan dates back to the 6th century, when a monk lived in a cave located here. He almost definitely existed, but like many ancient stories, a lot of myth and legends surround St Govan's, including run-ins with Irish pirates and being one of King Arthur's Knights of the Round Table. One legend suggests that St Govan is buried underneath the chapel's altar. In 1966, a huge cave system was discovered under the chapel, containing a cathedral-like structure, accessible only by abseiling down the cliff.
It's out there, isn't it?
Yeah, out there. This is the car park, and the walk is out there. We could walk to the top of the steps.
If you like a sort of outdoory holiday, exploring these sort of places, nothing too arduous in fairness though. This is an absolutely wonderful place to come.
Yeah.
Anything for a few days to a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You know, there is so much to discover.
Throughout this series, we've tried to highlight some of the best sights to see along the way. The fact is, our wonderful country is full of lovely and interesting places. Of course, it depends on what you like to see and do, but if you enjoy a varied walk with superb scenery, picturesque places, nature and historical interest, then look no further than here. It can be done in one day, or you can stay over at any number of places depending on your pocket and preference. There are several walking routes that can either be separated or combined into one day-long walk. Along the way you'll see two of the UK's best beaches, Broadhaven and Barafundle. There's miles of stunning cliff-top coast path with sea stacks, arches, headlands and caves. There's a quaint quayside with great wild swimming. You'll stumble across the remains of a once grand court and discover why it was abandoned and demolished by the Cowder family in 1963 and the stone left in the estate's lakes. See what's left of the estate, including the delightful walled garden. Explore the 100 acres of lakes now known as the lily ponds from the lovely paths, walkways and bridges. To top it off, wander back through the dunes and along the beach. We've done it several times and never tire of the experience.
So we're going to take you now to Broadhaven, sometimes called Broadhaven South. Because there's two Broadhavens.
Yeah.
We've seen one already. the one we've seen already today. Or was it yesterday?
Yesterday. And it has a big rock in the bay called Church Rock, which gives it a very interesting feature. And if you walk the length of the beach, it then links round to the footpaths around the lily ponds. Got everything really.
Yeah,
it's definitely my favourite beach.
It's an amazing effect or experience, especially if you weren't expecting it, to be walking around the lily ponds, which are in themselves stunning.
Yeah.
And to then emerge at the beach.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fantastic beach. You can't drive down onto the beach. We'll show you the car park in a minute. You have to park your car and then walk down a path which brings you to the top of the sands, and then you have to walk down the sand as well. So if you're not that mobile and not so great at hills, it's perhaps not the best beach for you. But even if you just come to visit and go to the car park, there's awesome views at the top looking across the beach.
For sure.
So it's an all-round winner.
And possibly, yeah, you're going to say.
I was just going to say, and it's amazing to camp. At the top of the beach is Trefellyn Farm, which is a very relaxed campsite. Can't remember the name of the people that run it, but they live here. Yeah, in this farm. Very hospitable, and campsite's just in here, which literally is behind the beach car park. So there's your camping. Get rid of that car. There we go. Quite quiet for August.
Yeah, it goes beyond there as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Little
pockets.
Yeah, little pockets, private little tuck-away pockets and stuff like that.
So this is the car park at the top of the beach. Oh, it's busy. Yeah. Oh, the shackground's here.
Bit of a hubbub going on here, isn't there?
Yeah. So we'll just pull over and take a view, I think, yeah?
We will do. When we can get a place to pull over. Turn around here if I can. Yeah, I think some people are struggling to find space, so it is busy. These are day trippers, aren't they?
Yeah. So we could perhaps go alongside this van. So there's only one road down to Trefellyn Farm and Broadhaven South, and it's car park's chocker. People are still coming out to the car park to have a go at parking up. But while we've been there, several people have been in, turn around and coming out again. So all this lot, unless people are leaving the car park now, they're going to be doing this journey again in the next 5 minutes in the opposite direction. I think that car, he's got plenty of room. He just...
I think it has as well. Just don't think it's...
Yes, he's got the idea.
Right.
There we go.
Come down here. We bring a caravan down.
Yes, we bring...
A few moments later.
I suppose so. Come on then.
More moments later.
Yeah. Most of the times when we've come and stayed here, well, in fact all of them have been not in school holidays, and it's not been like this.
Look, actually I'm going to be able to thread through all of this a lot quicker than she is. So
I think if I didn't ride a motorbike, it wouldn't really click with me, to be honest. I just think of it as another piece of traffic on the road. But now I sit on a bike, I realise that actually the sensible thing is to get them in front of you.
All she has to do at one point where she slows down like this for somebody else is just to
delay
pause
a bit, yeah.
and take her hand out the window and say, overtake me.
She can't be looking in her mirror, can she? Because
But she should be.
does she even know you're there? Probably.
Yeah, she knows. No, don't do it, mate. You ain't got any more. You haven't got any more. Fair play, you're doing it. Don't do it anymore. You can get through there. You're just not doing it. Don't you go anymore.
Just then.
Don't go anymore.
She can just turn in towards us, surely.
Well, she can come in.
Yeah, just come round. Come round. Come
Turn
round.
around. You've got this
Come
much.
round.
You've got this much. You've got this.
Yeah.
You've got this much. Come on.
And now you go forward because she can't get past you.
Go around. That's it. Okay. That's it.
You get out of the way, Joe. Yeah. Well done.
I nearly cut these bits out in the editing, but thought you should see the reality of how bad the traffic can be and have a chuckle, as I did when I watched it again, at my slightly impatient observations. Earlier we mentioned how kind the weather had been to us during this coast adventure, even in February, March and April. We had the best of both worlds then, because as many of you noticed, the roads were virtually empty. Now it's August, and as well as the crowded hotspots, there's the holiday traffic to contend with as well. The narrow lanes literally clog up as the opposing drivers struggle to pass each other. You may have sensed my frustration with the car in front not letting me pass when they had the opportunity. Perhaps I should be more patient, but in this situation, with a little help from drivers, a motorcycle can make unhindered progress. Thanks to the YouTube's algorithm, most of you are probably motorcyclists and will understand what I'm saying here, even if you're not the type to, shall we say, like to make progress. As far as bikers are concerned, there are 3 types of car drivers. 1. Those that actively look out for motorcycles, understand the differences and make life easy for us. You know who you are, and I would like to say thank you very much for your consideration. 2. Those that treat motorcycles as they would another car and carry on oblivious of the differences and sometimes our presence. This type mean us no harm, but we need to be wary, in particular when approaching from behind or in their blind spot. 3. Those that don't like motorcycles and deliberately drive to obstruct riders, sometimes even dangerously. They too know who they are, but won't be watching us anyway. Thankfully, they are few and far between, and no point saying what I think of them, because I think you can guess.
So another walk to the beach down there. Hopefully we'll get a glimpse of it as we go up the hill.
So we're coming down a road which we've just had a sign saying unsuitable for motor vehicles. We basically had 2 choices. We had one sign that said prohibited to motor vehicles except for access, which is just a sign to stop people going through a little village probably. And then we had this one and it's just said unsuitable for motor vehicles. So far so good.
Yeah, we're getting near the end now.
Might just be trying to put people off to stop the holiday jams.
Yes. Yeah, because it would get jammed along here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think they've overdone it deliberately for a bit of effect, just to put people off.
Yeah.
It's
Well, he's
certainly
come
not
down.
unsuitable. But
He's
you've got
turning.
four-way flashes on, fella, so I really don't know what's going on with you.
Yeah, unsuitable for motor vehicles, it says on that end as well. Oh, it's gone weird. I'll turn it off and turn it on again. Yeah, it's doing its funny shaking business. What is this?
No. Some sort of machine. You alright? Straight on at the crossroads, or did you say right?
It's right.
Right,
but
that goes back on ourselves, doesn't
Just
it?
a minute. Wait, I can't. We've lost us. Right, yeah, right, down to Manabir. So this is Manabir Beach.
Up until now, Wales has been, shall we say, very Welsh. Some areas may be more so than others, but there was no mistaking we were in Wales. Reminders, particularly the Welsh flag, were everywhere. As we have progressed into Pembrokeshire, the Welsh influence has noticeably waned. There's a reason for this: the Lanska line. It's a notional but well-defined line dividing this area of Wales from the rest of Wales. South of the line is often referred to as Little England beyond Wales. There's no precise reason for why the Lanska line exists. A series of historical events have led to the wider population here simply being less Welsh in origin and culture. I'm trying to choose my words very carefully because I know they still regard themselves as Welsh. The line of castles, particularly the great fortresses of Pembroke, Haverfordwest, Manabir, Carew and Tenby, played a significant part in the divide, but it's not as simple as that. Various events throughout history have just resulted in this area being more like England, even though it's not close to the border. It is nowadays above all else a linguistic line, and there is definitely less emphasis on the Welsh language here. It may not be an official boundary or appear on any maps, but it certainly features in the mental maps of the local people, who know, more or less, where it is, and who themselves always identify either with the Welshry or the Englishry.
It's Manabir Castle, up to our left.
Which I believe is privately owned and still lived in.
Yeah.
Might be wrong, but I seem to have a vague recollection of remembering
You can tour it, can't you? But it's still their house.
Yeah.
Has it got like a house within the walls?
Yeah. I think it's got something like that. It's a really nice castle to visit. We've been there, haven't we? Years and years ago.
Very nice.
At the start of this episode, I said we were going to get you to Tenby and, despite the traffic, we have. Unfortunately, we have run out of time to tell you about this charming little big town and the red squirrels that can be found not too far from here. So be sure to join us next time to hear all about it and why Tenby should be on your touring itinerary.